Hi everybody, this is a 5-minute light language. It's based on primarily twin flame energies that have been happening over the last few weeks, particularly the last week. I've been feeling quite a lot of shifts and changes. There's quite a focus on the divine masculine at the moment. And that is the divine masculine in all of us, but I'm feeling it reflected back through the masculine gender in the twin flame unity. If you're not a twin flame or not conscious of being a twin flame, this is still relevant to you, as we have masculine and feminine within us, which are coming into which are always in a dynamic and coming into a balance as we ascend. And the twin flame is about the ascension process, so this is relevant to everybody, particularly to light workers who are consciously on the ascension path. So basically the first card that's come up in this reading is nothing has gone wrong, and I think this is really a strong theme for the feminine, because often the feminine, the divine feminine within the connection, is highly aware of the connection and committed to moving forward on that and working through anything in the way, whereas often the masculine is much more focused in the physical reality of what they can see and hear and touch and feel, and what they're trying to achieve in the physical reality. Doesn't mean that they're not aware of the connection and of what's going on, but that there's a focus elsewhere, and even if they feel like they're searching for their twin or they're craving that connection, they're often working it through the physical aspect of the journey, much more consciously than the energetic, and this is what I've noticed anyway, in my collective, let's just say. So the nothing has gone wrong is that the masculine often feels a resistance, like he can't reach for that divine union in the same way. Like he needs to work through the physical layers first, like he's working through karmic stuff as well, and he's doing that through physical relationship, often with someone who's not their twin. It can be with their twin or with their soulmate, but often it's someone else, because we're lining up to, as we more line up to who we are in ourselves, the more we can align to our twin, and it brings them in. So whilst you're not at that point, there's a push and pull between the twin flames, and usually are working through what is the light is shined on, what still needs work on comes up, is triggered by the twin, and then it's worked through before you come back into contact again. So this nothing has gone wrong card to me is reassuring the masculine in their frustrations that you're on track, you're working through it, you're doing your work, you're not flawed, or you've not like lost the opportunity, or you're not missing out on, you know, that union that you're searching for. So that somewhere deep inside you, consciously or not consciously, your soul is calling for. And I've often even seen a denial in the masculine that they're even reaching for that. They don't want, and I don't think it's just an outward denial, I think it's an inward denial as well. And it's got to do with a lot of intangible influences that they're not aware of, past life issues or things that have happened, that maybe vows to never reach for that again after what happened last time, you know, that are deeply unconscious often. So I've been speaking to various masculine, divine masculines, who some more conscious than others, and some, are disappointed in themselves at not having taken that opportunity to go to their divine feminine, and it's a repetitive pattern. They want it, but something's holding them back. So it's a reassurance, nothing's gone wrong. There are other factors that are happening that are influencing your decisions. You just may not be conscious of it. But also for the divine feminine, who feels like, perhaps, why is he not coming? Why can we not come together? I'm doing everything I can to make it happen. Again, it's a reassurance. It's not something you've done. It's a process. It's an evolutionary process, and it's a process that's happening collectively as well. It's not, you have your personal relationship to it. You have the personal things you're working through, but it is a collective evolution as well. Isha taka taka toko toto ti taka 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 chuko soto ti taka pataka ti taka chuko soto ti taka pataka ti taka toko toko chuko soto ti taka pataka tata ti taka taka toko ko atata ti taka 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 toko ko to 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 toko ko 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 to 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 to. So, I've the last few days leading up to this reading, there's been a song in my head. I've been waking up with a song in my head, and it won't leave me alone. So I know that I need to do this reading. I need to bring the light language through. Light language has been trying to come through at the same time as these words have been in my head, and the song is, and I feel this is primarily the masculine speaking to his divine feminine. I want to run to you, but if I come to you, will you stay or will you run away? And to me, this is the classic twin flame runner-chaser pattern. But it feels like the masculine's got to that point where he's more consciously, wanting to make this real, but still feeling those blockages, and then the very human fears of, well, will she run away? Because she does, when I don't match up to expectations, she disconnects, which is that classic runner-chaser pattern. And it's really that the masculine, divine feminine trigger each other to grow. So it triggers the deep wounds, which then come up for healing, and you go away and you heal them, and then once that has happened, you can come back together for the next layer of healing as you come closer to your true presence and truly who you are, and truly who each of you are matches each other. You're just working through all the layers that are not your true self. So that brings us to the next card. So what's coming in from above is the I am presence, light body activation, accessing the divine within. So the more that you're discovering who you truly are at that soul level, where you and your twin are one, like as you're accessing that, and activating the ascension, moving to higher levels, that light in itself pushes out what is not that. It pushes out the wounds and the traumas. It brings them up to clear out. And that as they become conscious and you see them, then they can clear out. And so what is clearing out at the moment, what that activation coming in, that light coming in, that ascension coming in, is the card below it, which is Searcher. So this is specifically to the twin flame, message to the twin flames, but again, it's relevant to everybody. We search for answers to many things in this lifetime. Focus your soul in defining your true purpose and fulfilling your karmic ancestry. As an awakened twin, honour each other's choices and timing for completion to spiritual and soul alignment. So it's really respecting what each other needs to do and needs to move through, even if that is other relationships, to bring them more in alignment to their true nature and their self, which ultimately aligns them to you if you are the matching frequency. Ishatakatati takataka toko toko chukasai takapatati takataka toko 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 so toko 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 atati takatoko to atata. And I have met masculines who are aware, who have been aware of coming into a sacred union with their divine feminine and noticed that the searching stopped. So even if they have not, in actual fact, entered into a 3D relationship with that divine feminine, they have noticed that that balance and that unity relinquished the searching. There was a wholeness that came in. They were no longer searching for that other half. It was coming into a wholeness within themselves that then when they're connecting with other people, it's not from a need to find, but from a place of contentment and peace. So the other thing that's come up, and again, it was the divine masculine that alerted me to this, is that there's a lot of themes and karmic collective energies and traumas around Atlantis that are coming up for healing at the moment. So if you don't know, Atlantis is where technology and the mental and the divine and the masculine aspects were coming into strength and becoming more prominent, and they became too polarized and caused destruction. So it was technological advances and spiritual magic in a way, spiritual alchemy, but from the mental rather than the heart-centered, intuitive, divine feminine. It's where the divine masculine and the divine feminine were out of balance, and the masculine aspects, not the divine masculine, were became in extreme polarity, and this is where there was a destruction. It had to come to an end. It was so out of balance. The ascension process is coming into a balance of divine masculine, divine feminine. So memories of Atlantis, spiritual acceleration, progress and technology. So those are all good things, but we're bringing them into balance with the feminine principles as well, hand in hand, in balance. So what's coming up at the moment as the I am presence, light body activations coming in, accessing the divine within. It's bringing into that balance and peace where we're not searching, we're not striving, we're connecting from a balanced whole place. And that is bringing up where there was imbalance, where the masculine and the feminine were out of balance in other higher dimensional lifetimes. And we're healing those, which is then creating balance again. So we're healing the traumas of the destruction, the devastation, Atatati ta 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 ka toko to to toko 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 to 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 to. Atatati ta 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 to toko to 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 to. Atatati ta 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 ka toko to 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 to. Atatati ta ta ka to to. Atatati ta 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 ka ta ka ti ta 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 ka ta 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 ta. Atatati ta ta ka ta 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 ko to 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 ko to. Atatati ta 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 to 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 to. Atiti ti ti. Atata ta 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 ta. Atata ta ti ta 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 to to to. Atata ta ti ta 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 ta. Ata to 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 to. Okay, so I'm really feeling a clarity in the energy field. The searching, I was reminded that I felt energetically the divine masculine again, looking for the feminine but not reaching out to connect with her, just looking for her. So on social media or whatever, not seeing her and becoming disappointed. And then that is bringing in that, I want to come to you, but if I do, I could get hurt, because if I commit to this, you could run. So I'm just looking from a distance. So just bringing that back down again into physical reality in one way that I'm seeing that manifest. But again, this is related to traumas of destruction, like Atlantis, where everything you were striving for was disintegrated. And other themes around that. It's come up in other ways, such as past lives, where the masculine was protecting a feminine and they were separated, in war or something like that, or they were unable to protect them and they died, and different themes like that. And protections came up again. A divine feminine, I know, has been having dreams about a divine masculine being there protecting her from danger. Yeah, and I've had masculines, past lives coming up where they were protecting and they couldn't protect, and they've not been so good at protecting from an unconscious level. Okay, yeah, that's it. So I hope you can receive those codes and those messages, and understand that this is the process at the moment that we're going through. So if these things are coming up for you, just understand they're coming up to clear out. Allow them to move out. Understand nothing has gone wrong. We're clearing traumas. We're ascending. We're bringing light in. We're bringing our true selves in. And the more that happens, everything adjusts around us. Everything adjusts in our body. We move higher. We move closer to our truth and our true partners. Blessings, everybody.